Today in this video, I'll be making a Roblox game in 1 minute, 10 minutes, and 1 hour. Now the real question is, who can actually make a Roblox game in 1 minute? Well, I can. So with 1 minute on the clock, let's go. Before I resume this video, I just want to say I made a brand new Discord server, which I will link in the description. So make sure you join the Discord server so you don't miss out. Enough for me talking, let's get back into this challenge. So the idea of the game is going to be similar to the game mode in Fall Guys, where there's hexagons, and if you go on it for too long, it breaks and you fall through until you get down to the bottom and you die. So let me go ahead and put all these parts inside a folder, make a script so when you touch it, all the parts break, and that's the script done. Let's see if it works. All right, so if I touch this part, it should break. Okay, and that's our game. So when we touch the part, it breaks, but this is quite boring. So let's move on to the 10-minute game and actually make this a bit more functional. So for the 10-minute game, since we have much more time, I'm gonna go ahead and make it much more neat and also add layers, as well as in the script, I'm gonna make it so it changes the transparency, then it destroys it, so it doesn't look like it's destroying instantly, so you can move to another part. So after a bit of time, this is what we're working with. As you can see, we got layers, but now if we just touch it, we'll just fall straight through, so it won't give the player enough time to actually prepare and jump to the next block. So what I'm going to go ahead and do in the script is make it so it changes the transparency slowly, then it destroys the part. So with the script done, I've made a local function that changes the transparency to 1, and once the tween's completed, it should destroy the part instead of destroying it instantly. So let's go ahead and see if this works. Things happening. Do we have an error? Touch a not valid member of script. All right, so that should be easy to fix. If we just add an if statement above here, it should check if these are part, because I put the script inside the folder where all the parts are. So it's looking through this whole folder and it's trying to do the touch event on a script, which would not work because it's not a base part. All right, so the if statement is there, so it should work now. Let's go ahead and see. And yes, it does work, but it's a little bit too fast, so I'm gonna make the wait a little bit longer. So the wait now is 3 seconds and nothing's happening, so it just keeps on destroying the part. But I think I know why this is happening, so let me go ahead and fix this and try again. So I think it's an issue with the tween completed, but I don't have enough time to try work around that. So instead of doing this, I'm just gonna add a wait of 3, and this should wait 3 seconds before destroying the part. And as you can see up here, the transparency tweening lasts for 3 seconds. So hopefully this should work now. And yes, it does work, but it is a little bit slow. So I'll probably change that to 1 second like it was before, and it should be much better now. I think this is going to be the final result. As you can see, it's kind of like the hexagon game. When you touch it, it changes the transparency and gets destroyed. So if you fall down, it'll change that one, and it will work for every single one until you get down to the bottom. And if I was to remove this base plate, it would kill you. So yeah, I think this is good for the 10-minute game. Let's move on to the 1 hour game and actually make maybe a round system, so when everyone dies, it teleports everyone back up or something like that. So first things first, I wanted to hop into Blender so I could actually improve the only part that I pretty much need for this game, which is these squares. I'm actually going to make it a hexagon instead, so it actually represents the game. That's called hexagon. So I decided to add some color and texture to the new hexagons. I also changed the lighting a bit so it looks a bit more cartoony. So let me go ahead and replace those with these, and it should look somewhat better. So I actually looked online and I realized that the whole plate thing here is actually supposed to be an octagon, but this is what we're working with so far. I think it's pretty good. What I'm gonna do now is get rid of the base plate and add an invisible part that teleports you back up to the top to like the side area until the round is over. Yeah, everyone's died or there's one person remaining. So I've made this so far. I know, yes, it's pretty basic, but with 1 hour, I'm not trying to go into detail. This will just be the spawn area where you spawn, and if you touch this part right here, it will teleport you back up here. So if I go ahead and play it right here and go to the bottom, let's see if this actually works. So transparency, boom. One thing I have noticed that it does take some time to actually destroy the part, but that's fine. But as you can see, once we get to the bottom, it will teleport you back up here. And now all I have to do is make a round system, so when everyone dies or there's one person remaining, they win the thing. It teleports everyone back up here, then it will teleport everyone back to the game area so we can play again. All right, so I managed to do the round system. It is quite basic right now. You've got the intermission at the top, and once that's done, you got this right here, you got the countdown. Then you can just literally just play the game now. So if I was to go all the way down to the bottom and died, what will happen is I will teleport back up to the top and it will say nobody has won. But say if there was another player in the game, they would have won the game. And also, as you can see, it refreshes the map, so none of the parts that you destroyed is there. And that's pretty much the round system done. With the remaining time I have, I'm just going to go ahead and polish up the game and make it a bit more neat, and I think the game will be completed. So with my time up, I decided to make a few tweaks to the UI and also added this texture to the map, and this is what the game's looking like so far. And for a 1 hour game, I think this is a pretty good remake. If you guys want to see more challenges like this, you can watch me make a Roblox game in just 24 hours. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.